For a long time, I believed the answer to a slow pipeline was more leads. This is something I spent years getting wrong, and I watched a lot of people around me get it wrong too, including people I respect. The pitch agents hear constantly is get more leads. More leads means more business. And I believed that until I started paying attention to where my actual transactions were coming from. Here's what I found. Most of the best closings weren't coming from leads. They were coming from relationships. Those are not the same thing. Here's the distinction I want you to sit with. A lead is a name and a contact method attached to some level of expressed interest. A prospect is a person who has a reason to move, the ability to move, and some level of trust in you specifically. It's not the same thing. It's not even close. And when you treat them like you are, and when you treat them like they are, you end up with a business that is constantly busy but never quite growing. Let me show you what online leads look like in practice. You pay for a platform, run ads, or optimize your profile, and contacts start coming in. Some of them are actually curious. Most of them are browsing. A meaningful percentage gave you a fake phone number. Agents in this market tell me they convert somewhere between 1% and 3% of their online leads into closed transactions, which means for every 100 people who raise their hand online, 97 went nowhere. That's not a lead problem. That's a filtering problem masquerading as a lead pipeline. That's not a lead pipeline. That's a filtering problem masquerading as a lead pipeline. Your time is the most valuable thing in your business. Every hour you spend chasing a cold contact is an hour you did not spend deepening a relationship with someone who already knows you, trusts you, and will refer you without being asked. The math on that trade-off is not even close. Now, I want to be fair. Online leads are not worthless, but they're a volume play. If you have the systems, the follow-up infrastructure, and the tolerance for a low conversion rate, they can work, but they require a specific business model to support them. The mistake most agents make is layering online lead generation on top of a relationship-based business, and then they wonder why neither one is working at full capacity. So what does a real prospect look like? A prospect is someone in your sphere who has a life event on the horizon, a job change, a growing family, a divorce, a retirement. There's someone who has seen you show up consistently, whether that's at a chamber event in Denellen, at a closing where you made a complicated process feel simple, in their inbox with something useful. And that last one, showing up in their inbox with something useful, is where I want to pause for a second. Because most agents know they should be doing this. Almost none of them are doing it consistently, and the reason's usually time. Now, this is where AI actually earns its place in relationship-based business. Not for chasing strangers, for not dropping the ball on the people who already trust you. There's a prompt I want to give you. You paste in it what you know about someone in your sphere, a name, a life stage, something you remember from your last conversation, and it drafts a personal check-in message that does not sound like a drip campaign. It sounds like you sat down and thought about them for 5 minutes, because in a way you did. You just had help. 30 seconds. The person on the other end has no idea AI was involved. They just know you remembered them. I put that prompt in the description and the comments below. Grab it. Use it this week on 5 people you've not talked to in a while. That's the whole assignment. The most successful real estate businesses in Marion County, Bellevue, and Silver Spring Shores are not the ones with the biggest lead budgets. They're the ones with the deepest relationships. The agents who pick up the phone have a real conversation, not a script, a real conversation, and have that person like they are talking to a colleague, not being work. The question is not how to get more leads. The question is how to convert more of your existing relationships into active prospects. That's a completely different skill set. Here's a framework to run through before this video ends. Think about your last 10 closed transactions. Where'd they actually come from? Write it down if you have a pen. For each one, ask 3 questions. Did this person already know me before we started working together? Did I have to convince them, or did they come ready? Would they refer me to someone they care about without being asked? If most of your answers are yes, you're building a relationship business. Your job is to protect and deepen that model. If most of your answers are no, you're running a conversion business and you need to be honest with yourself about whether your systems actually support that. Neither model is wrong, but you have to know which one you're running because the strategies are different. The time investments are different, and the tools you need around you, your title partner, your lender relationships, your transaction coordinator. The agents who do this well tend to have one thing in common. They're intentional. They know where their business comes from. They know who their best clients are, and they build systems around these people, not around strangers. At True Title of Central Florida, we work with agents across Ocala and Marion County who are building both kinds of businesses. What we found is that the agents who are clearest on this distinction tend to close more consistently, stress less about volume, and build something that actually compounds over time. If you want to talk through how your current model is set off, reach out. No pitch, just a conversation. That's what we're here for.